No.
All right.
I wouldn't want to go there.
All right.
But, in answering your question, yeah, you could have theoretically the evening of the 12th.
No, I was going to ask you a question, if we could move it without having a meeting, just get a full...
No, you need a special... I'm just saying, for any procedure, you would need a special meeting, 3 members,
just one,
called by the supervisor and/or by 3 board members.
Right, but he can come in and discuss it with the supervisor and
Most
the chief,
definitely.
and give us an overview of what he's doing, mainly because the event is getting so big.
Sure.
We just want to make sure that all the safety issues are covered.
Just barring a special meeting, the first time you can officially approve it would be by April 12th.
Yeah.
I don't know how that fits with the schedule.
Do you know, Val?
I don't know what his schedule is. It was just that he said time was of the essence, so I said I would try to get it on.
He should fly earlier.
Okay, well, let's have him come in tomorrow.
Yeah,
we'll leave it at that. And you can tell him that our next meeting is on April 12th. And we're amenable to approving all this, but it's going to be with certain guidelines and restrictions. Okay.
I'm sure he'll
You're right.
Our attorney can meet with him and the supervisor, and then we'll do the function of just approving it.
Unless it was April 12th, you want to do it earlier, it's got to be by special meeting.
No,
I just making it, procedural.
I'll be about 3,000 miles.
Okay, so you will participate.
I will participate in that.
Pick up staff.
Yeah, in terms of this, I mean, truly, we can draw 3 of us together to do this. Do we have to advertise, so and so on?
You do.
2 weeks in advance.
Call the paper and also post it.
We just post it.
I mean, it's one at a time. What emergency are you talking about?
No, I'm not talking about this.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about having a special meeting,
Right.
not an emergency.
Right.
A special meeting.
Right.
You are obligated to call the newspaper, the media.
Best practical
and
notice.
post it, right?
Post it on it, that's correct.
Right.
That's
So it could be.
But 2 weeks in advance?
No, it need not be 2 weeks in advance of the special meeting.
Okay, well, I think
Oh, no, you have time. You can
Okay.
call it prior to the 12th of April.
I mean, because we have a long time between now and the next meeting.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
So the sooner he comes in, the better we can do something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't understand why, no.
Okay. The next item then is the Humane Society contract. Dennis, could you lead us through this one?
Yeah, as the board is aware, we've had some issues of late with the Goshen Humane Society and/or their lack of a existing contract for service from the town, or for the town. What you have before you is, at my request, the attorney for the Humane Society modified and amended in certain respects the format that they have been utilizing in the past and submitted it to the town. I submitted it to yourselves just so you're aware. You and at your leisure, knowing some of the other issues which we've been confronting of late with the Goshen Humane Society and/or their activities, and/or the activities of people who deal with them, in case the board has any strong feelings one way or the other as to additions or deletions from the proposed contract. In form, it's fine, other than, again, specific provisions which the board may or may not have further input on.
Based on this, and it's 4 or 5 pages here, we haven't had a chance.
Oh, I don't recommend drafting it.
You know what? I think what we ought to do is to put this on our next work session to digest it.
Yeah, I don't know, again, in fairness, and the board, not that you want to get involved in another project per se, but I almost advise you need to meet with members of the Humane Society. You need to meet with the proponents of and some of the critics of. Again, I know you've got a whole lot on your plate. It's just that's what we're basically talking about. I think I mentioned to the supervisor today, I get entreaties all day, almost every day, from various sides of the various issues which the Humane Society and our animal control officer confronts. And there's a lot of very passionate people with very definitive ideas.
I don't want to get involved in that. We got the A team and the B team, and it goes nowhere fast, except down. We want a contract that we can live with from a legal perspective, that here's the services they're going to provide for us for the money we give them, and basically that's it.
And that's not a problem from my perspective.
Okay.
That's why I wanted you at least to see it, in case any of you had any strong feelings or input and/or.
Let's do this. We'll put it on the next work session.
That's fine.
On April
12th.
Okay. Thank you very much.
How long does that bring the police chief in?
Believe me, they were very passionate on both sides. And the entire reason.
All right, the next one is, would someone make a motion to authorize the supervisor to pay accounts payable check run for March 25th, 2010, amounting to $202,148.75.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Now we're open for privilege of the floor on anything anybody would like to talk about. Gary?
Look, get a microphone.
Yeah.
Hello.
How you voting? There you go.
Can you hear me?
Did you turn it off?
I heard it off. What are you doing with that?
You gotta click it on. There's a little button there, push it up.
Yeah, it says green.
You're on. It's on.
You're on.
Doc, I was here Monday, to the work session. Jerry Boss, P.O. Box 294, Goshen, New York. I was here Monday at the work session. I was very perplexed. I've attended, probably over the last several years, almost every town board meeting and planning board meeting. At these meetings, Mr. Steve Esposito, a licensed architect, landscape architect, made certain statements about some of the developers that he is representing. I think he represents Maplewood Development, Rieger, Heritage, the Feeney Brothers.
He doesn't represent me.
My notes. Is he my notes too?
AEC, is he?
No,
No, he did not, that's Tony Hawk.
All right, so
Whatever,
we dropped one note, so I'll deal with the other three. During Mr. Esposito's presentations to these boards, he has always said at a point in time, the time starts when Mayor Weinberger told Mr. Esposito there was no, they would not give him service in the new sewer plant. This was based on Mayor Weinberger did some equations, and through a 100-year plan, is which that plant was built for, he felt there would be no excess to give away. That's when Mr. Esposito started saying that the developers would build a sewer plant, and then at the completion of that sewer plant, turn it over to the town. Well, that's not what I heard the other night. Monday night, I heard Mr. Walker clearly say, no, we'll donate the property. So all of a sudden we've got a whole backing away from this. Now I find out that it appears that Esposito and Walker have a letter of commitment from the village. Now, this came from a village trustee. It's not direct to me, but it was direct to somebody that made the phone call and asked Miss Marcia Matthews. And supposedly she said, yeah, they have a letter of intent. So I don't understand what's going on here. You got Esposito and Walker saying something here different than what they've been saying for several years, and then they're over in the village seeking a commitment to use them, the village telling us to go forward and build a sewer plant. Well, if we went and built a sewer plant, who's going to plug into it? Nobody. We'd have no customers. So I just don't understand this.
You're not alone. Let me share.
We know everything you just said.
We know that.
It's like when I was a kid, they sent me to go in the Yonkers, if you weren't up to snuff, they sent you what they call the opportunity class. That's what I feel like I'm in here.
Okay. Let me see if I can give you an answer to your question. The Mayor Weinberger was very vigilant about the sewer plant, and he told all the applicants they could not book in. That's a given. The new mayor came on board along with some new trustees, and they've got a new village board. When they, if I go back to my review a couple of weeks ago, it was back in June 8th, 2009,
Mr. Esposito and Heritage Estates. They came here with a gentleman from American Standard Water and Sewer Company. And they talked about building a regional sewer plant. And he went through all the